How's it going? It's Brian McCarthy. I wanted to share this quick exercise that can help you win back a ton of time and energy. So this is what I do with my clients. They're often people who are really good at their jobs. They care deeply about their work and the people they work with, and they're super stressed and overwhelmed and burning out. And they feel like there's nothing they can do about it. It's like you just have this endless amount of work to do. They're always being pulled in a bunch of different directions and can't even get to the thing that they set out for earlier that day. And there's as much coming in as they're able to get it off. And they think that they're kind of stuck in there, that it's like, well, there's nothing I can do. I just got to keep pushing harder. I need my boss to change, clients to change, the economy to change, my bank account to change. Like they're thinking that the problem is like these external situations. But really, what they discover and what you'll discover with this is that actually it's our internal fears, beliefs, and expectations that we're carrying with us through the day, that we're bringing into these different interactions and circumstances and just through everything, that's creating a lot of excess stress and pressure and overwhelm. And we learn when we clear this stuff from the inside, our time opens right up. My clients regularly free up like an hour a day. They were getting work done at 7 a lot, and now they're getting work done at 4. I know that's more than 1 hour because some of them get more than 1 hour cleared up. Um, they got better work-life balance. They're way more productive, and they have a lot more energy. They're enjoying work again. They're feeling lit up and inspired and doing better work as a result, rather than like burned out and heavy and just slogging through. So here's the exercise. What you're going to do is look at the different roles that you have in your life and write down the expectations that you have for yourself based on these roles, right? So maybe it's like as a business leader, as a CMO, as a HR director, I should be, I need to, I have to. And you like, what are the different shoulds and need tos and have tos and things that kind of come up in the back of your mind or bubble up through the day, the ways of being that like I feel like I need to be doing this, I have to be doing this, right? So get a lot of these expectations out, and you can do them for not only your work role but also in life too, right? As a mom, I should, what are the expectations you have of yourself as a mom or as a partner? As you know, your age, that can be a big one. A lot of people have like, by this age, I have all these things in life and I don't. And then that creates all this like feeling bad and behind. And that creates this heaviness that they're then carrying with them into their, work and life. And it permeates a lot of things. So take a second, pause this right now, and do that. And when you're done, or if you're confused and you're like, I don't understand, Brian, then move on. Then that's what this next piece is for. So these are some of the common things that pop up when I kind of explore this with my clients. So one theme you might find is impossibly high expectations. So it's like I need to get everything done immediately and perfect and with zero mistakes all the time. Even if it's midnight and I'm exhausted from a 12-hour day, you still think you should be performing as if it was like the middle of the day or whatever, or taking on a project and feeling like everything needs to be your greatest thing ever. I'm not advocating for low standards. I'm just saying, hey, let's look at, are we having certain expectations that maybe aren't serving us or maybe impossible to hit in some situations? Or like I need to be productive every second. That can be another one. So see if there's any places where like your standards for yourself are either impossibly high to hit or like you would never expect that from somebody else, but you're holding yourself to that. And is that serving you? And behaviors is that leading to? What feelings is that leading to? Is that creating stress and pressure? Is that causing you to like take on more work and be scrambled and feel like everything's important and struggle to find priorities and that kind of thing? So that's one thing to look at, which then another theme is expectations that aren't actually true, or like no one actually expects this of you. It's like, oh, I need to be available at 24/7 for in case of emergency. And a lot of my clients have that, and then we work through it, and then they start to take more time away, realize the world didn't burn, everything's fine, and then that frees up more time, frees up more energy. They're able to like take a real break and come back to work, and now they're more motivated and inspired because they had that time off. Or hey, maybe you think it's okay for other people to take a 3-day vacation, but not you. Like you're still checking on emails and putting your fingerprints on things because you feel like you need to for various reasons. Or maybe like you think you need to show up a certain way in meetings or as a leader. I need to be this kind of person. I need to be this more of an extrovert. I need to be this loud, domineering leader, but I'm just not that type. So you feel like you need to be something basically different than what you are. And that upon further investigation, you might find that maybe isn't actually true. Um, Another piece to that is sometimes we have ideas of what other people's expect from us, but they never actually said that. We never actually got that clarity. We're just making up things that we think that they want, right? Like messaging everything immediately. Or and maybe they do want it, but maybe it's not the most important thing worth killing yourself for, you know? And then another common theme is areas that you don't have any control over, right? So you're like, oh, I need everyone around me to be happy. Okay, well, now you're just playing this constant like game that's constantly shifting. Like you can't win that, and you have no control over other people's feelings and emotions. Another it could be I need like waiting on validation or approval or needing everyone to think a certain way about you. Again, that's a never-ending game. You're never going to win it. You can't control that. And so you're on very shaky ground and it can always feel behind and unfulfilling and exhausting because you're never going to complete that mission. Or like having a certain goal that part of it might even not be fully under your control, but you're like, I've got to hit this goal, and if I don't, then I'm a failure. And you can control, yes, the process and things leading up to that goal, but ultimately the goal it might not be up to you. So we're kind of giving our power away and putting it in other people's hands. So maybe these are just some examples. Oh yeah, the last one is, I should be further along by now. I should be further along in my career. I should be further along this project. I should be further along in life. So that creates a lot of like judgment and like looking negatively on ourselves that again just adds to the pressure and heaviness and lack of fulfillment, and it's draining. And so the next thing to look at is look at your list. Again, if you haven't written them for yourself, take a minute and do that. If any of the ones that I've said resonate, great. You can use those as well. And start to look at what are the feelings that these expectations create in you. Does it feel expansive, enjoyable, light, confident? Does it make you feel heavy, pressure, stuck, insecure? And like, what feelings does it create? And then answer, what behaviors do those feelings lead to? Right? Maybe it leads to being at your computer until midnight, sending emails, and whatever it is. When you're feeling that way from these expectations, what are the behaviors that come out of it? So take a minute, write that stuff out. It might involve a lot of feeling like you can't stop working kind of stuff. And then look at, okay, so what if those expectations were clear? They're gone, and you had a lot of confidence and certainty, right? You had tenure. You're going to be successful no matter what. It's just a matter of time, baby. And if you felt inspired and confident and sure of yourself, instead of having these expectations, I mean, A, how would that feel? And then B, what how would that change your day? How would that change your interactions? How would that change the way you felt through the day? And then see, would that change any of the behaviors and things that you do? Would you start to realize, like, hey, maybe I don't actually need to proofread this thing for the 15th time. That was just my insecurity making me do that. And like, I can let it go. I can just send this email without overthinking it. Um, or I had another example that just left my brain. Oh yeah, or you might even realize like, actually, I don't even need to be on this meeting. I was just being in these meetings to try to, you know, prove a certain thing to this person, and maybe that doesn't matter that much, and I can be doing something that's way more valuable, important, um, over there. So you might find that there's just certain things that you can just stop doing. That's a very common thing my clients see when they go deeper into this. So answer those questions. And then the last piece that we'll cover in this video, the next part becomes like, okay, cool, you've got these expectations. So maybe you're seeing how these expectations are driving your behavior, making you more stressed, overwhelmed, and busy than you need to be. Then it becomes, well, how do I clear this? How do I get rid of it? And the mistakes people make is one, they go, but this expectation's true. I can't get rid of it, right? Like this thing does need to be perfect, or I might, lose this deal, lose this business. And yes, there's truth in that. And when you look closer, you can start to see it's not as black and white as we think. Like, yes, still have high standards, still do great work, all of that. And there might be certain places where this perfectionism is just creating more problem than it's worth, right? It's leading you to proofread something 17 times when you haven't found a mistake ever since the third one, kind of a thing. Um, or like your perfectionism with everything, but actually maybe it's good for these things, but these are the things over here. It doesn't need to be so tight and rigid. So that's the first piece is learning to get nuances versus this all or nothing. But it is true, and like you look closer at it, and that can start to break apart. You get more nuances and kind of room to play with it and breathe a bit in there. And the other part is the other mistake people hit is they go, oh, okay, I know the expectation, got it, thanks. I'm just gonna not have this anymore. I'm just gonna, stop having these expectations. And if that works, great. It usually doesn't work great. Usually it just people go, cool, thanks, got it, bye. Then they go off and live their life, but they're trying to tell themselves to get rid of this expectation. Hey, stop being such a perfectionist. Hey, stop worrying whatever people think. But just telling themselves to do it doesn't do it, doesn't solve the problem. These expectations are still in their system, still in their body, still driving their thoughts and behaviors. And now they're just having this inner argument with themselves, yelling, hey, get rid of that. Stop doing that. No, I still need to be a perfectionist. I still need, their approval. And now, on top of having this expectation, we've also got this inner battle of telling yourself not to have it, but it's still there. And now you are using energy, having this inner turmoil, maybe judging yourself, feeling down on yourself. Oh, I should know better. Why do I still have this? So it just makes the problem worse, in a sense. This first level of awareness, sometimes, like very often, it's not enough to clear it. Sometimes it does. And if it's not, then it can sometimes create like just more inner conflict and friction. And so, what actually works for clearing it with my clients, and I've got endless case studies on my website, I can show you about this. And by endless, I mean about 2 dozen. Um, the process that I work with clients is it's the awareness piece, which is what we did here, which was getting more awareness on what those expectations are. So that's step one, baby. And there's probably more there that we haven't covered. These were just the most common ones I brought up. Next is a deeper exploration into the expectations. So it's not about, oh, got it. Okay, let's try to throw it away. Uh, you want to go deeper into it to kind of explore, dig around it basically, so that you can then uh, get rid of it. So it's like exploring it more deeply is actually the way to clear it. And part of that, and part of why that's important is because it's not just this expectation. There's other fears, beliefs, and other expectations kind of tied into this one, whatever one it is. And these other fears, beliefs, and expectations are keeping that in place, right? So it's like, okay, why can't I just let go of perfectionism? Well, because it's part of your identity, right? So that's another like belief that's like, no, you can't just get rid of it. Or maybe it's where you learned to get a sense of safety from, right? Maybe this going back to like when you were a kid, you kind of learned that that's where you earned love and self-worth. So if you get rid of it, then you're not lovable, you're not worthy, who are you? So these are some of the deeper layers that need to be kind of unpacked and worked through. And when you do that, the then it's no longer a battle of like, oh, I've got to convince myself not to be a perfectionist. Like that just clears it from your system. That clears it from the inside, and you're free of it. And then you can just show up when you're free from that baggage. You show up with more energy. You show up with more clarity. That's what helps you prioritize and realize, oh, certain things maybe don't need that much time, don't need me at all. All that becomes a lot easier. So, and then the last piece is then with that gone, then connecting to like a deeper, more real part of yourself, a more inspired, confident part, and operating from that place rather than that place of expectation. And really finding that in you, embodying it, and learning to integrate it. Sometimes there can be wonkiness in the integration, right? It doesn't feel like, surely I can't be this authentic at work, and um, I've got to show up in this other way. So it actually can take a little bit of refinement to really feel this in your body and then show up that way and integrate it into your everyday. So that's, man, I was attempting to make this a 5-minute video. I don't think that happened. That's the expectation exercise to free up a lot of your time and energy. And also, this is just the beginning. I'll make another video after this. But, expectations are just one piece. There's also a whole layers of confidence, clarity, relationships, where there's more like internal beliefs and stuff around those areas, creating more stress, pressure, and overwhelm. I'll go over that in the next video. So we just covered expectations around yourself. So go back and do the work, answer those questions if you haven't. I underlined all the things that's like stuff for you to do. Let me know if you have questions. Let me know if you have insights. Brian at McCarthyMindsetCoaching.com. Let me know if you think it's a bunch of crap, it doesn't apply to you and isn't going to work. And if you'd like to explore that and see if, hey, maybe uh, if you just want help seeing how it could work for you, let me know. And if you want to go deeper into it and deeper into clearing this stuff so you can be free and free up your time and energy and have, better work-life balance, be more productive, feel more inspired and lit up in your daily work life, and enjoying your work day, let me know. All right. Have a great day.
Druid players in Dungeons and Dragons. Number 5. Nobody expects you to heal if you turn into a wild boar. If your party's like, oh, Druid player, why aren't you healing? You should be healing us.